reporter Jennifer Lukey seeking accountability.
How do you show customers this proposal and say, we really need this, when you know so many folks in our community are struggling to even pay their bills now?
RG&E and NYSEG ask state regulators for permission to increase your delivery rates. And they're not looking for a small increase. They want a pretty big hike. So let's go in depth on the numbers, starting with RG&E. The utility wants to raise the natural gas delivery rate we all pay by about 22%, which would amount to an additional $18.87 per month. It wants to hike the electric delivery rate by 26%, which would mean the average residential customer would pay about $33 more every month. If you think that's bad, take a look at what NYSEG customers are facing. NYSEG wants a 34% increase to deliver natural gas, which would amount to another $33.57 for customers monthly. And on the electric side, it's asking for a 24% increase, which is about $33 more per month. So, how do utilities justify the ask? I'm telling you, Jen, I've been doing the math in my head, and it comes to that $33 a month comes to about $400 a year. I know you have been investigating this, Jen. What have you been hearing from the leadership today?
Well, Deanna, I want to be clear that this is a proposal at this point. It is common for utilities to go to state regulators and ask for a whole bunch more money, and then the two sides negotiate for several months, and they normally meet somewhere in the middle. And today, this is the initial proposal. So I don't want to scare everyone at home thinking you're going to have to pay an extra $400, because that's probably not going to be the case. But right now, negotiations are underway to decide how much more we will pay and whether we'll pay it all at once in a one-year rate deal or whether it will be spread out over multiple years.
How do you show customers this proposal and say, we really need this, when you know so many folks in our community are struggling to even pay their bills now?
A couple of things to keep in mind surrounding that question, Jen, are that these increases would be to the delivery portion of the bill only. The other thing is that's exactly the reason we have filed for a 5-year plan. We want to smooth those increases out and make them incremental annual increases for our customers and not impact all at once.
The utilities say they need more money to upgrade infrastructure, build more of it, and pay off past debts generated by storms and by people who never paid their bills.
For people who can afford it, are you suggesting that now they have to pay more to make up for the people who can't?
That can be how it works. Yeah, arrears numbers eventually become everybody's problem, and you're seeing that play out. We've got arrears recovery following the pandemic, including collections restrictions totaling, in the hundreds of millions. So we are looking to recoup some of those costs.
And then there are the state mandates.
There are climate change goals for the state and capacity goals for the state that we have to meet in order to support where the state wants to go in terms of energy usage and to update the grid to meet those. Many of our substations are maxed out at this point.
Despite continuing to add to the mandates over the years, the governor issued a statement today demanding the Department of Public Service scrutinize the proposed rate hikes.
Have you all looked deep within the organizations to say, we've cut where we can, we've slendered our staff where we can? Have you done your due diligence, I guess, in your cost of business before asking all of us for more?
This plan does provide for us to actually add jobs to what we have right now in New York State across NYSEG and RG&E. In fact, adding about 1,100 jobs in total, and a large portion of that is moving our call centers completely in state, which is a new state law that we would need to comply with.
So today the proposal was submitted to the state. Now it will take 11 months for this process to play out by the next time that we understand how much more specifically we will be paying and over what period of time. Deanna, there will be public hearings along the way before any final determination is made.
And I know you'll be following it closely. Thank you so much, Jen. Now, Jen is our investigative expert on these issues. She's done dozens of stories about RG&E's previous billing and customer service issues. She's also done a deep dive on the salaries of its top executives. You can find that